Hello everyone, I'm a Metaslave and welcome to Chapters 14 and 14X of my FE6 RR LTC. As you've seen, I just soft resetted the game at the start of Chapter 14 in order to perform the desert item trick, which lets me guarantee picking up desert items by soft resetting the game, resuming, and checking units' status screen. The first item was the boots, picked up by Cecilia's replacement Lugh, which will be used by Zeiss shortly. The next is the speed wings picked up by Juno, but unfortunately, since all of my units are quite rigged, I do not need that speed wings for anything, so I sell it for money. The third is the talisman picked up by Milady. This is the same deal as the speed wing. I don't really need it for anything, so I sell it. The fourth is the silent staff, which does come in handy later, in the run at the very end of the game, I believe. And I picked up a Yoder. There are two new units, Chad and Lugh. Lugh functions largely the same as Lilina, but is strictly worse because his magic is a lot lower since he doesn't have Harma bonuses, and he also has the same speed. The other is Chad, who's a thief, but he has awful stats. As you see, I just full moved Zeiss after he used the boots, and I rescued Karel with Tate, and then gave him to Zeiss. Now I will be bard training Zeiss, so that he can full move all 10 squares and drop Karel. This actually enables a 2-turn of this map, which is a turn save compared to vanilla. Luckily, since I have the two dancers, I don't actually need to worry about getting all the treasures, because I can just bard train them around, and they'll pick them up. Which is great, because there are besides the boots, there are two more very important hidden items. The silver card and the the warp staff. The warp staff, of course, is needed for many, many, many turn saves and throughout the rest of the game. The silver card, of course, also lets me buy a bunch of boots in Chapter 21, which, luckily, just to save time, I have Milady in range of the silver card, so the dancers just need to pick up the warp staff. Because Lugh is low on the deployment order, this Silence Priest will go for him. But this Sleep, I needed to put Tate low in the deployment order so that the Sleep staff would not target Zeiss or Karel, because that would be problematic. Of course, the Dance's positioning with Tate's is actually a little finicky with that mage. But luckily, because of the body ring I used on Elfin last chapter, I can rescue her with him. Karel gets another boss kill here after Zeiss revealed them. He couldn't reach the boss anyway, so he couldn't reach the throne anyway. So it's fine that I'll have to dance for him to get the C's. And now Milady picked up the silver card, and now it's bard training to get the silver blade and the warp staff. It takes a little while since I can't actually employ the desert item trick, since I have to directly dance for them. I also sit around here waiting for the silver blade. It takes a little while as well, but now I can finally dance. And that is Chapter 14 completed in 2 turns. I will see you guys momentarily for Chapter 14X. Chapter 14X is a first example of the warp staff in action. I warped Karel, thanks to Yoder's huge range from all that arena grinding in Chapter 11, and Karel can one-round the boss quite easily. So that will be that. And since I can bard train, I can beat this map in 1 turn using only 1 warp use. I do need to burn some RNs, though, to get a hit and a crit on the boss, since just a crit, sorry. Bad math. And so Karel kills him, gets a level up. He's capped strength already, though, so it's not really, the level ups don't really matter so much anymore. I pick up a kill with Zeiss, since he's very close to S. I failed to mention in Chapter 14 that he enemy phased a bunch of one-range enemies. Someone on Reddit mentioned to me that it's likely because since enemies are getting killed by both Karel and Zeiss, they will prioritize the unit that gets less EXP off of killing them. And since Dice is so overleveled, it makes sense that he would get less EXP from the mercenaries and heroes that he killed last chapter. So that's very helpful for getting to the coveted Durandal rank. And now I have to bar train Karel to C's. Takes a little while, but it's worth it for the warp use. Which gets put to odd but interesting places later. And that is Chapter 14X completed in one turn. I will see you next time for Chapter 15.